What's going on, kinfolk? Welcome back, Key to the City podcast. It's your country cousin, Keone G, and we are back, man. Episode 44, still rolling along. We only have 2 more episodes left in season 2. Can y'all believe it? It's definitely been one of the most challenging years, although it's only my second year, but it's definitely been a challenging year with COVID and not being able to do most of my interviews in person, which I love because I'm able to, feel the energy that y'all bring into the studio. But hey, you got to do what you got to do and adapt, right? So speaking of episode 44, I appreciate everybody that's been supporting thus far in whatever form it may be, liking, sharing, commenting, spreading by word of mouth. We sure enough appreciate it. You didn't have to do it, but you did. And I definitely want to thank my last guest on episode 43. We had that boy Big Zay Mac in the building with us. And I really enjoyed that interview. I was outside, in a different element. And we kind of took it back to the old MTV rap days. We just out walking and doing an interview like that. So y'all definitely support Big Zay Mac. He doing this thing straight out of Columbus, Mississippi. You did that. And just like the episode with Big Zay Mac, today's episode is no different. We're still hitting you in your head with quality content and quality guests. And definitely honored and proud to be speaking with this young lady. We connected via social media a few months back, probably like around the end of 2020. And I'm always keeping up with her page, see what she has going on. She's definitely a hustler. For real, though. She's the owner and founder of Tyger Eyez 360 Media Group. And basically they perform such services, brand strategy, and media relations. So definitely if you're trying to get your brand out there, she's the one that you need to link up with. Not only just Tyger Eyez Media, other entities as well, as far as Black men worldwide. Hey, this is one of the most avid supporters of Black men on my social timeline. I gotta say that. So I definitely give her props for that. We be getting crucified.
Yeah,
but she come through and definitely represent. She also hosts the LaTonya MeChelle Experience, as well as Out and About, Dang Thing Magazine, Prove Magazine, and Tyger Eyez TV. You hear me? So forget what you think you know until you've experienced it. And you about to experience it right here. You dig that? Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the city. LaTonya MeChelle, what's going on, Queen?
I love it. Thank
Did I kill the intro or what?
I was like, yo, he did his research. He is ready. Yes,
ready.
I love it.
How
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. I know you're a busy lady, so I definitely appreciate you taking time out your day. How's it going so far?
Life is good. I'm in your town. I'm in Houston. Life is good. I had to come here.
Yeah.
I had to come here to do a panel for Black men. So Black Authors Conference, and they brought me in to interview the Black authors, the Black male authors. So it was amazing. It's amazing. So life is good.
I kind of want to talk about that, but before we get into that, share with my kinfolk a little bit about where you're originally from, what's your professional background, and what led you to the media space.
Wow. So I'm originally from Texarkana, Texas. Okay, let's get it straight. Wait. I was born in Texarkana, Texas, but my family's from Texarkana, Arkansas. So it's the Twin City, right. And you know how that works. So so I'm originally from there. My dad was Air Force, so I only lived there till I was 5, and then I traveled all over the world, Spain, Japan, all those nice places. Wow. Eventually, I ended up going in the military myself, so I have altogether probably a total of 15 years in the Air Force.
Salute.
Thank you. I call Washington, D.C. area, the DMV home, because I lived there for so long. And probably within the last 5 years, I moved to Atlanta to take a chance. I left the government, the secure clearance, the 6-figure job and everything. Wow. It was getting on my nerves to take a chance on myself and do the things that I'm passionate about. And I now reside in Atlanta, Georgia, doing my own thing.
Love it. And I love to hear stories like that when people leave what's considered, stable jobs and, a great salary. But are you happy? That's the thing. And I battle with that myself, have for a while. And I've been on both sides, doing both simultaneously, so I definitely understand. You mentioned previously that you're in town for a Black male conference. Tell me a little more about that. As I mentioned in the intro, you know, you're a major advocate for us brothers, and we sure appreciate it. So one, what inspired you before we get into the conference? What inspired you to have our back so much? You know,
what's interesting? I have a couple different reasons from the inspiration. One being my son, who's now 31 years old, and he's a married father of 2 sons, and me and his dad was married, and we got a divorce when he was 12, and I put my son through a lot because my ex-husband was abusive, and I stayed for so long, and I woke up one day and I realized that I needed to save my son. I couldn't save myself because I didn't have the mentality, but I had to save my son. So I had to show him a total different light and try to remove all the hurt and pain that I put him through. And more importantly, to break a curse, because if I'm the most important woman in his life and he saw me getting beat, if I wouldn't have stopped it, he would have become an abuser himself. So I had to break those chains and change some things and stuff. So it started off with him. He's my biggest motivation, him and my 2 grandsons. But I just started seeing some things. I am one of those Black women that most will never believe that all my pain, most of my broken things that has hurt me and tried to stop me has come from Black men, period. My real dad not being around, getting fired from jobs because I wouldn't sleep with my boss. There's so many different things, but I knew that it was important to, I don't want to be the one that point fingers. I want to be the one that helps with the solution, you know? So if I have to be the one to throw in the peace flag and say, listen, y'all, we need to fix this. Everybody is not the same. We all need to take responsibility for our own actions, and we need to come together because ain't nobody else coming to save us or help us but each other.
Facts. That's powerful for you to come from that background and still be, you know, encouraging and supportive of the Black male. As you say, everybody's not the same. And shame on that brother. You make us look bad, man.
He's a better man now, so let me give him credit for that.
Okay.
Let me give him credit for that. I've been divorced since 2002, and me and my ex-husband are now really cool, and he's a better man, and he's, you know, he dealt with his own inner stuff, and I don't know if he's still, but I don't see that. So he's a better man. So I got to give you credit. I got to give him credit for that. And him and my son have a really good relationship. So kudos.
He redeemed himself. All right. I take my shame back, brother. Shout out.
He did.
So how did you get contacted for this male conference here in Texas?
Well, so the creator, his name is Nico Toogood, is a good friend of mine who actually is a publicist. He lives here in Houston, but he used to live in Atlanta. And so he's watched my growth with the Black men and Black men worldwide and stuff. And he knows my passion and stuff. And so he was like, listen, I need you to be on the panel to talk to the men because you know what to do. And the great thing about one of the best gifts that I think that I do have when it comes to my talent with dealing with Black men is I know how to tap into y'all spirits. Because you're going to instantly trust me because you know that I'm not here to hurt you. And I'm going to always be your safe space because that's just, I don't necessarily, it's saying it's me. I just think that's probably one of my spiritual gifts. So I changed the whole atmosphere of the room with Black men, and people can't do anything but respect y'all.
Facts. And like what type of topics are you speaking on as far as the tips and resources you can give? So
this past Saturday, I was talking to 2 authors, and both of them had wrote fictional books, which is interesting. One's name is Ken Gordon, and the other one was Darnell Virginia, and they both had wrote books. One talked about his experience in the military, and the other one, his is more of a spiritual book, and he used Lucifer as a character and Jesus as a regular character, like I guess like regular homeboys and stuff. But both books was about healing. So, you know, we talked about their books, but then we tapped into their experience and their hurt and their pain and their rejection and everything and stuff. And I'm going to ask questions. I ask questions to trigger some things. You know what I mean? Because it's all with as long as you're transparent, the healing comes and other people get to hear your healing and everybody wins. So
have to be able to let it go.
You have to
share your burden.
Men are no different than women. You know, we all have our own hurt and our pain and stuff. And it's okay for women to release and it's, you know, we can pat them on the back. Why can't we do it for the men?
Right. And usually Well, the men that I know in my experience, they hold on to a lot of emotion, and once a major event triggers that emotion, like it just spills out. They say the things they might regret, do things they might regret. So constantly having a consistent outlet is definitely important. What do you think about brothers like?
And knowing that people respect you, and it's gonna be a safe spot for them too. That helps too.
Facts. What do you think about brothers like Derek Jackson?
Listen,
I just had to throw that in there.
I don't think Derek Jackson is any different than any other man. You know, he's not done anything different that a lot of men don't do. It just so happens Derek is. So I had a problem with Derek for a personal issue because I tried to interview him one time and he was very rude. So it's kind of hard for me to answer this question. So even before any of this came out, it was like, boy, move. Yeah. But anyway, and let's make sure I get this straight. I support good, positive brothers. I don't support all brothers. I support good, positive brothers who are not selfish and just about themselves and who's about the ultimate gain for the Black family as a whole. So let's make sure I clear that part up. Clear. Derek is a broken brother. He's a broken brother. He's been a broken brother. And until he, become transparent and look and tap into himself, he's going to be a broken brother. No matter what he say, no matter what he does, anybody who has to put down other people on a constant basis to make himself look good is an issue.
Right.
It's a problem.
Yeah, so, no equality in this show. It was all
none. Male. It comes to light. It always comes to light. Mm-hmm. So his just happened to come to light in public. I don't believe all of it. I think him and his wife is scheming. Just my opinion. I think he may be abusive. I think he may be a serious case of narcissism, but I could be wrong. This is just my opinions, but I think it's more of a scheme than anything, if you ask me. Not saying that she doesn't go through stuff, but right. You become a prisoner. Once you become an abusive relationship, you become a prisoner and you do anything to keep your man until you can find the freedom to break away. So.
Did y'all hear that key she just dropped? And yeah, man, that whole situation is
it's
weird. And what's even more weird, and I'm gonna leave it alone, is he did a segment about himself talking in third person. Man, you throw it off, bro.
Because he's crazy. Listen, that should tell. If nothing else makes sense, that one right there should tell you. But guess what? The ladies still supporting. They still listening. They still. Team Derek. Derek is going. I don't care what nobody say. People tell me, Tanya, it's not going to happen. He's going to be a bestseller with that book. I don't care what nobody say, because as much as we all have common sense, there's so many people who don't, and they need somebody to follow.
Facts. You said a word then. I can't knock him. He definitely found a niche and exploited the hell out of it.
He did.
I want to talk a little bit about Tyger Eyez 360 Media Group. I'm trying to really almost pattern like my path or my lane.
Take out the trying. You are. Yes. Patterning. Yeah, come on.
Patterning my journey behind Tyger Eyez, so to speak. I like what you built, the platform. I like all the other entities that you established as well. And I kind of get caught up in this pity party. It's only me and I only got one person. I need a team. And I really just want to know how you built it and how you really established your brand. Because if anybody scours your social media, you're in photo ops with people that most people would kill to be around. So how did you do it?
First of all, I did most of it by myself. All your websites that you see, I designed them myself. The social media, I do it myself. The booking, I do it myself. So never, ever, ever, when you make up that mind that you're going to do something, just go for it. And I mean, I do a lot of crying. So let me make sure I get that straight. You see my thing. I do a lot of crying. I have a lot of rejection, but I'm just determined. So when you have no other option, you don't have no other job to run to or anything, you got to make it work. You're
plan B.
You don't have, I don't have a plan B. It's like I'm going to win and there's nothing else to it. So I do have, my team is now building. I have a great assistant. She's out of DC and she helps me with a lot of stuff. Another administrative person. But honestly, this is what I'm gonna tell you what has helped me with everything. I'm good to people. I treat everybody the same. Everybody swears I'm just this Black man advocate. I don't know if you're married or whatever. Your wife will see me and she'll love me too because I treat everybody good. My goal in life is every time I experience somebody, and this is where the LaTonya MeChelle experience comes from, I want to walk away from you feeling better about yourself. Not necessarily about me, but I want you to feel better about yourself. So that pays off and that wins. I win from that. Like people want to do for me. People want to bless me. And things just fall in my lap. So when I first came to Atlanta, I didn't have a plan. I just remember I was tired of going to work every day and not liking it. I wasn't even doing work. My last couple of years, I don't think I did work. I sat and I plotted, what I was going to do and stuff. And one of my last jobs, I was on active duty orders. I was in the reserves. I was on active duty orders with the military, and my commander basically messed me up completely. Like he basically agreed to do something to put me on orders for another period of time, and the last minute he canceled it. And so instead of fighting, I was like, screw that. I'm not going to fight you. This is just my opportunity to leave. And I left. Not only did I leave, but I also made sure I got my money from the military after I left. So
Facts.
every month when I get my check, I think about him like, thank you, white man. But anyways, so I ended up just taking a chance. I came to Georgia. I didn't even have a plan. I really didn't have a plan. I just had a savings, and I got invited to a party, a lunch for media. I networked with those people. Then I found out about another event, and the event was called Made Men. This was, I think, 2016. Yeah. And I went to an event. It was an event honoring Black men. Do you know I made sure I talked to every last one of them Black men? And I was like, hey, my name is LaTonya MeChelle, and I showcase Black men for a living. Who can walk away from that?
Right. I can't.
They was like, what? Who? Like that line right there got me in so many doors. Like, my name is LaTonya MeChelle, and I showcase Black men for a living. They like, what? And then they start talking, and I know what I'm talking about. And it was just like, I said, so can I interview you? Can I schedule an appointment to interview you? So that's kind of how I got in the media, in Atlanta. I just started getting invited to events. And one thing that y'all have to understand, Atlanta is different from any other state or whatever, other than LA. We got events all the time. Celebrities walk on the street. You go to the sports bar, you're going to probably be sitting next to a celebrity. So never look at other people's stuff and be like, oh my gosh. Anything and everything is possible.
Right.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I'm just one of those people. Like, I'm just blessed, and I'm not scared of much. I've had a conversation with Bill Clinton, so I listen. So I am who I am, and I'm one of those people, and I do believe it's an honor to know me. So I'm just the celebrities. I feel like you think you good, I'm good too. I'm gonna make your life better. It works for me. But I'm sweet and I'm kind. I'm not rude. I'm not,
right.
So it works.
What's the most difficult aspect of operating a media company?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of tedious work. I'm an introvert in real life. So I'm only that social butterfly when I'm working. Most people are fake. So you have to get past that, and you got to deal with that. It's hard when you're drawn to good, positive energy to have to be around fake people. That's hard. It's hard. People use you for what you have and not who you are. And it's just, you have to stay different. You have to stay different because everybody's doing the same thing. Just like you guys have built a name. You have built a name for your Keys to the City. That's major. but you think you have 1,001 people that's doing the same thing. So you have to, with anything. And that's why branding is so important. Do y'all really think that I want to be on social media all the time? I really don't. I don't even like social media.
Man, me
I don't
either.
even like social media, but I have to stay important, because I have to make people fall in love with LaTonya MeChelle. So no matter what I do, they support me. LaTonya MeChelle, I'm a creative person, so I like being by myself, designing people's websites. My clients don't even know it's me half the time. They think it's somebody on my team, but sometimes it's just me. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take this project and I'm gonna do it. I don't even tell them that it's me and stuff, but they'd be like, oh, I love that website. They don't even know I did it. They think it's somebody on my team. But that's my joy, that creativity, that I'm really more of a person in the background, and most people don't even know that.
Wow. I want to know, how long did it take you before you started or before you were able to monetize it?
Whew, Lord Jesus.
No, don't start out with that now.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. I have to speak the truth. I have two
Please.
businesses. I also have the In Love group. So the In Love group caters to veterans. So I do disability claims for VA, for veterans, to get them their money from Uncle Sam's. That's how I make most of my money.
Okay.
And then I have personal clients with Tyger Eyez. I have personal clients that I take care of their brand for them. That's how I make my money. But this media stuff, that's not, I don't make money off of that. It's finally building. I finally did the Tyger Eyez TV because I'm tired of Facebook. I'm tired of all that stuff. And I just want my own ownership. I launch on Roku next month and everything. So I'll be bringing shows on and sponsors and stuff like that. So I'll be able to make money. But right now, I don't make a lot of money from that. The magazines I do when people buy ads and different things like that. But you have got to be creative. And let me make sure you understand this. When you get excited and you start going to these events and you get invited to the movie premieres and Essence, because I got invited to Essence 2 years ago, and we did all the media. They gave us passes for everything, every single thing that you could think about going to, we had a pass to. But the thing about it is you had to pay for your own airlines and your cameraman's airfare and the hotel for yourself and your cameraman and everything else. And people don't, and they didn't pay you for that. They just gave you the passes. So
right.
And that's events, so people have to understand, it's nice to go to these events. It's nice to interview these people and it looks good. But the truth is you got to have some money somewhere, because you don't want to just show up with your camera. I mean, your phone, you don't want to just show up with your phone because that looks unprofessional. I'm not going.
Right.
If I don't have a photographer or videographer with me, I'm not going.
You sure ain't lying, man. Because I was thinking to myself the other day, I'm putting out more money than I'm actually generating.
Right.
So I have been thinking of various ways that I could try to earn some revenue.
You have to be smart. When it comes to media, people hire me to come do their personal interviews, or they come to their events, and they want me to interview their guests and everything, and we make a video for it and stuff. Clients that's not entertainment, they pay.
Okay.
So we may do, I'm about to launch something where I'm going to do kind of like a tour, and I'm going to go to different cities and do promo interviews. So let's say it's me and you, but it's about you. You might not see me. We might just be seeing you, and it looks documentary style. And I'm asking you questions, and they can hear my voice, but they can only see you. But it's going to be about your business. So once my team is done with it, it's a whole promo thing for you.
Okay. Interesting. Key to the City podcast. We got the Queen, LaTonya MeChelle, in the building with us. Are you planning to get into short films, movies?
That is so interesting. That is so interesting. Oh my gosh. I want to, but it won't be anytime soon. You know what I discovered in in Houston this weekend is I need to pitch a show for Black men.
Mm.
I need to pitch that show. So that's my next project. I mean, there's no use of hiding it. I mean, other people can do it, but they're not going to do it like LaTonya MeChelle. So this weekend was my confirmation is, listen, you need to call in your favors. You need to get the right cameraman involved, and you need to get together. You need to get a reel together, and you need to pitch, because these Black men needs to be heard. You know what I mean? And they're not going to open up to everybody, but they'll open up to LaTonya MeChelle. So let's get them the exposure that they need to do. Let's get them the respect that they need, and let's do it. So I'm sitting here all week and I've been thinking about, okay, I need to find investors because I got to get the right cameras. I got to get the right crew. I can't do the cheap stuff. I can't just do anybody. Like, I got to do it right. And I have the person that I already have the person who will look at it and who could get me in the door, but I can't just give him anything. Right. And I really do believe he's been waiting on
me. We definitely need a project like that. Something that all Black men can relate to. So bring it to us, please.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Dang Thang magazine and Prove magazine.
Dang. So like I said before, everybody thinks that I'm all about the Black man. And I am, don't get me wrong. But I started off as because my real love is Black children. That's my real love. So I had a program called Choices. Children have an opportunity to increase change and empower self. And I realized that these children were going home to nothing. We're building them up, but they still don't have the examples at home or any of that stuff. So I was like, listen, the Tyler Perry is taking care of the women. The women are going to all these women empower things and stuff. Who's tapping into the fathers? Who's tapping into the men and stuff? And so that's how all of that started with the Black men. That's really how, I'm watching Tyler Perry one day and I'm like, listen, because I was hating him for a second, but then I was like, you know what? He's not doing anything bad. He's telling real stories, believe it or not. But his audience is for the women. I mean, you just had his audience is for Black women. And I was like, well, let me be the Tyler Perry for Black men. Let me tell their stories. So people watched me watch my growth with Black men and stuff. But I also, before that, I was a coach for anybody, especially women and stuff like that. And so the women started saying, yo, Tonya, you done forgot about us. You forgot about us. When Prove magazine came out, it was just because that's all Black men. They was like, well, what about us? So that's where I came with Dang Thang. Dang Thang is all about confidence. Anybody can go in there, including Black men. White people, it don't matter. As long as you got some confidence, we can put you in Dang Thang and stuff. And we're actually, matter of fact, we're about to release that this week online. And so I'm super excited about Dang Thang. I really am, because I tapped into some people, some very interesting people with interesting stories. And it's not just women, it's men too. And I think Dang Thang is going to be a healer. I think it's going to be a healer more than anything.
So it's a digital mag?
It is.
Okay.
For now. It is.
Yeah, check that out, man. The Dang Thang.
I love the title on that. Yeah.
What's the goals for Tyger Eyez 360 Media these last 3 quarters of the year?
The last 3 quarters, it needs to become a household name. It needs to be, I stole instead of choices. Children have an opportunity to increase change and power self is now constantly having opportunity to constantly have an opportunity to increase change and empower self. So everything that I do is all about empowerment. It's all about healing. And Black Men Worldwide has kind of taken over Tyger Eyez in so many different ways, because I'm all about Black Men Worldwide is a membership-based thing, and it's all about building Black businesses, Black men businesses. So I combine Tyger Eyez and the Black Men Worldwide. So I have these Black men clients now, and I'm pushing their business and I'm putting them out front, and I'm about to hit like a big media run where I'm going to be talking to these, different outlets, and these Black men are going with me.
I love that.
If I'm going to talk, they're going to know about these Black men that's with me. And so Black Men Worldwide is all about Black men and their businesses, their health and wellness. And then we have a connection, a dating love connection to connected to that caters to Black men.
Hooking them up.
Yes.
I like that.
With the right people, so they don't have to do the work. Right.
Fellas, y'all better take advantage of that.
I become the mother, the sister, the auntie. You ain't getting past these brothers until you got yourself together too.
So you like filter through them,
yes,
see what's what.
We have the system set up and everything. Yeah.
Well, what if some of the women come through with a game plan of knowing how to act to get around those barriers? See.
Well, first of all, there's nothing that's foul proof. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
listen, because some of the brothers in the Black men worldwide may not be all together. You know what I mean? So I'm not responsible completely, but I'm going to do my part. You know what I mean? But I feel good about all of this. I feel because it's different. It's different, and my heart is in it. This ain't. There's nothing that's about Tanya. Everything is about giving back and making a difference. You know what I mean? And seeing people change and better themselves.
I love it. You so positive.
Oh, I can be cut up. I'm a Scorpio. I'll cuss you out in a heartbeat too.
I love it. Yeah, I love a woman that can do both.
Listen, date me. I'm not an easy person to date either. So listen. I'm good at my job. How about that?
I love it. I got one more question for you. And it's kind of relating to my platform as well. You spoke about establishing a website to kind of veer away from Facebook and Instagram, which I'm trying to do myself. What do you think we need to do to kind of get people interested enough to leave those platforms? It's hard. They're addicted to it now. To follow us over there, is it just based on us creating a product that will make them want to follow us, or I don't know?
They have to fall in love with y'all. Like, so I'm going. Don't listen. I'm not an expert because I'm going through the same thing. The only difference is it's easy for me to establish the platform, because I'm good at that. So that's already done. The game plan now is to get people over there. And you think it's going to be easy, and it's not easy. But I tell anybody, I'm a brand strategist, and I'm going to come up with all kinds of ideas and different things to make you different. But one of my main things I tell all my clients, never forget you are the brand. Your talk show is not the brand. Nothing's the brand but you.
Okay.
So you have to get them to fall in love with you. People fall in love with you, they follow you. I don't care if you got to put on a sexy suit every time. Are you married?
Yeah.
Okay. I still don't care if you have to put a sexy suit on.
I will.
Sometimes put that suit on and post that picture. Put stuff up there about you and your wife being romantic and y'all have kids.
Yeah.
Include them in there. I will come up with a game plan where you slowly but surely make people fall in love with you, where they just want more. And honestly, people stay around longer when they start from the beginning, because they get to watch your growth and they feel like they're a part of it.
You're right.
So
you're right.
It's all about social media. In my mind, as a branding person, I always tell my clients, you are the puppeteer and we are the puppets. Kevin Samuels, people are his puppets. He tells people how to say what to think about him, and they fall for it. Derek Jackson was the same thing. And the ones that's his true puppets, they're still going to follow him.
Facts.
That's all social media is for. We're supposed to tell people how to think about us. And they're supposed to follow that. And there's people that will. So you want them to think a good image about you, you put out that good image. Yes, you might have to put your business out there a little, but it's got to be more than just you talking about your show. You got to be relatable. They got to fall in love with you and have a crush on you just because of how you treat your wife. And you just got to be strong enough, man, not to fall for the mess that comes with it. But I mean, it might sound crazy me telling you, but I'm a true brand. I'm a true strategist. I'm going to tell it to you like it is,
We need to hear that.
Right. So especially with the Black men, like Man, I'm so freaking excited because like we just launched Black Men Worldwide in March, right? And so my members, I didn't even think that I was going to get members. I got members from different states that I don't even know who they are. I personally don't. I don't even know how they found me or whatever and stuff. But I like have meetings scheduled this week, intro meetings with the people who's members. And I'm so excited about building their businesses and bringing them together. The conferences that I'm about to put together, like next month, I'm going to do a virtual speaking thing. Just it's Black men, and they're going to talk on. We're going to have different topics every month, and then along with the Black Men Worldwide, we have Prove Talk. I don't know if you saw that, but Prove Talk is just like TED Talk, except it's Black men talking on any subject for 18 minutes.
I love it. What's the meaning behind 18 minutes?
Because that's the normal talk time,
normal TED,
for like TED Talks and everything.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah. You done gave me so much knowledge today. I wasn't expecting to get. For real.
That's what I do. Listen, you know what? It's so crazy. I tell people, like, people were like, you're probably so expensive. I said, no, this is what you do. You go on my site, you book a strategy call. My strategy calls are $75. And it's $75 for an hour. And you get me for an hour and we could talk about whatever you want. And I'm going to give you so many nuggets. I don't care what you get from it. I don't care if I gave you a whole month of stuff, whatever. The call is for me to help whoever I can, no matter what your feel is. I'll talk about social media. I'll talk about, your branding or the idea. You tell me, okay, I want to start a business. And you might not have it figured out. By the time that 1 hour, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. Because that's one of my great gifts too. I'm very creative. So after that, you don't ever have to reach back out to me again. If you don't want to, you can take whatever I gave you and go with it. I don't care because it's nothing that I want anyways. You know what I mean? That's for you. Or some people will they'll get it together because they can't afford my fees, whatever the case may be. And they may call me back in 3 weeks and schedule another appointment. So there's always a way. If you really, 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 really want something, there's always a way. And there's always somebody out there that's going to help you. And we all need somebody's help.
Facts. And that sounds like something I definitely need to take advantage of as I head into my season 3, because I kind of want to take it to another level.
Right.
I feel like I've done the trial and error part, got that out the way. Now see what we can do with this bad boy.
Right.
But Queen, I thank you for stopping through. Dropping all these keys on us. How can my audience keep up with you? Website, social media handles. There's one right there on the screen.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I would just tell you guys to go to tygereyez.com, tygereyez.com, and scroll down the page, and it has all my sites. Because I have a whole bunch of them. Tygereyez.com, LaTonya MeChelle.com.
She gets it in.
Oh, I get it in with the website. And it's only because I love websites. I mean, listen, they tell stories. So that's my way of telling stories, and people understand, because what you might want, somebody else don't want, but they can go to the other site, be like, oh man, so, it's a variety, kind of like a poly relationship. I'm a poly business person.
All right. See, I'm going to have to steal that from you. Poly business person.
Yeah, but you can follow me. Me personally is LaTonya MeChelle or Tyger Eyez 360.
Okay. No doubt. Y'all definitely support this queen. Here at Key to the City, we salute you. We applaud you for everything that you're doing. Like you say, not only for Black men, but everyone in general. And just continue to stay positive and encouraged, even when you may be going through your own personal battles. That's definitely a skill in itself. So
let us pray.
Yeah, amen. We salute you, Queen. We love you here.
Too. Remember that. Do not and never think that. Like I said, I do a lot of crying. I deal with self-sabotage on a normal basis, and I have to fight it. So please understand that is the norm.
Okay. I might need to switch my smoking with crying. Okay.
Yeah. Crying healed.
Right. Well, we definitely appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that tuned in to this episode. Y'all stay tuned. We got 2 more episodes left. Y'all go follow and support this queen, Miss LaTonya MeChelle. I'm your folk, Keone G. You know where to find me. This has been another episode of Key to the City podcast. Peace, love, and blessings. We out.